Yes, Sister Anne, we hear you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
So let's sit back, relax. Let's think about this word love. What does love mean to me? Love is the intrinsic quality of the soul, I, the spiritual being. I, the being, am made up of this pure energy of love. I am a pure being of light and love. Love is a very nurturing quality. Let me go back into my childhood and think about the love of a baby. The child is pure and innocent, and the parent, with the joy of becoming a parent, think about that bond of love, how sustaining that love is. My whole existence is based on love. Love is a nutrient for the soul. Love fulfill every need of the soul. I am a loving being. So let's take a few moments in silence to experience this quality of love. That should show. Good evening, everyone. Om Shanti.
Good evening, sister. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Good.
We're being challenged, technical challenged a little. So all amateurs are putting their every energy together to get everything work. And once you can hear and you can see the screen, that's great.
Om Shanti, good evening. We are having a special guest with us this evening, a special sister, BK Sister Anne Singh, was born in Essequibo Coast, Guyana. She was very devoted to God and a seeker looking for truth and for answers to life's long questions. She witnesses a spiritual revolution after attending a retreat at the Mainstay Lake, which was hosted by the Brahmakumari Center in Essequibo Coast in 1989, which was the beginning of her spiritual journey. She then moved to Canada in 1990, then to New York, USA in 1993. In 1999, she moved to upstate New York to live at Peace Village, learning and retreat center owned by the Brahmakumaris. She currently is a Raj Yoga teacher and is also one of the main administrators or the spiritual faculty. Om Shanti. Welcome, Sister Anne. We are very
Shanti.
happy to have you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
hope
Raji.
we will get to see you more often
I'm here right now, so.
after a long time. So,
Thank you. See me as much as you can now,
mm,
because I'm here.
so we are happy to have you. Okay, Maya is welcoming
you.
Sister Anne.
A little rose.
We was watching for that rose since morning. So Baba made it.
This rose emerged,
Hmm.
and the rose is being presented to all of you, each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Anne.
So the topic tonight is the healing power of love. And I want to ask each one of you, what does love mean to you? You're welcome to share if you like. What does love mean to you? Anyone want to share? Feel free. Want to take the mic and share, or those online want to share? What does love mean to you?
Taking care,
Taking
taking
care.
care of somebody.
Oh, love means taking care of someone. Wow. Very interesting. Love, what does love means?
I actually experienced love when I met with Baba.
Okay. Who is Baba?
God,
Okay.
God, but
Hello.
because of the nice dular way that we speak to a child,
Mm,
we call him Baba, ne?
okay,
So
thank you. So the topic is the healing power of love. And how can love become a healer? And what is it we need to be healed from? Do we need to be healed? So healing is a very, very big part of our existence. And so what the slide is telling us to become aware of how you extend and withdraw your life's energy in response to others. So in other words, that in every moment of our life, we come into interaction with people, we have relationship, we have responsibilities, and naturally there's exchange of energy. So getting to that point of the healing, this process of healing, first, I have to become aware of how I'm responding to that give and take of everyday life. So that's a very important aspect of our being. And then another, reflection that we need to have and we need to be aware of is, healing, when there is internal healing that needs to take place, or when I'm going through some critical time in my life, or body is going through something, emotionally I'm going through something, it emerges in many different ways, right? And sometimes we are not even aware of what is going on. But when I become a little more inclined to notice my inner state of being, then I can observe my response and I can know where I am. And so we cannot react to others' weaknesses, it says, unless they're also my own. So which means that when I am internally, there is some kind of discomfort inside me, I may not even be aware that there is that discomfort going on inside me, but then it will show up in a way in which I can say something to someone, I can, respond to someone, but it's coming out in a not so pleasant way. And this is a sign that internally there is some illness going on. This is not a physical illness, but it's an emotional illness that is going on inside. These are ways in which we can note that there's something inside, because as it's saying that if I'm responding in a negative way or not so positive way to someone, regardless of whatever state of mind they are in, but the fact that I am responding to something, and that really is helping me to understand my own state of being, right? So by the same token, we can only appreciate the beauty and qualities of others when we also appreciate our own. So if my time is spent in a quality way, whenever I'm with myself and I'm spending that time in a quality way, how would this be known is in my interaction with others, right? So if my time is used in a quality way, I will be able to share quality with others, to become centered, to become very looking at the really positive side of things. And on the opposite, if I'm going through some kind of spiritual downfall, or spiritually depleted in some way, somebody will say something with all the nicest intention, but I can react in a very negative way. But it's not that person. The blame game is very easy to point out that it is the other person. But the fact that it's coming from me, it's for me to know that I am not internally healthy, spiritually healthy. There is some work I need to do. Maybe I need to go to a spiritual doctor to get some spiritual medicine, right? Physical medicine we can get. That's very easy. Make an appointment, go to a doctor, you do some tests, they diagnose, and then they can take you through that series. But that spiritual illness, I have to be the doctor for myself. I have to be the nurse for myself. I have to be the technician for myself. But we get tools to be able to understand them. So to understand this internal world, how it works, these are the ways in which we can understand that when we talk about healing, that what is it I need to be healed from, right? So another way in which we can also observe or know myself, that through my thoughts, I can travel beyond hurt feelings and discover feelings and emotions of truth, which enable us to look differently at the world, right? So one is my internal state and how it comes out to help me to understand it, right? And how I can now go beyond all of that. So through the thoughts, we can travel beyond hurt feelings, because we don't even know how much we are accumulating hurt feelings, right? We can be in the best of mood and we can be in a very good high spiritual stage, but someone can say something, make a comment, and it leaves a little impression, a little imprint. I would use all the knowledge and all the understanding I have to come out of it, but it still has a little impact. It still shakes us a little, because after all, we are still in the human body, we are in the human world. We are not that perfect angel yet, like we all want to be, right? So it takes a lot of inner power to be able to go beyond the effect of all this situation that comes up in our everyday life. So when we understand that we have this power of thoughts, the mind is a very powerful tool. And if I use the mind in that way, use my thoughts in that powerful way, my thoughts can take me beyond hurt feelings, and I can discover that emotional part of me that is based on truth, and it enables me to look differently at the world. So it's a practice. It doesn't happen one time, and it takes a long period of time to get to this powerful state of being, to be able to take my thoughts into a different direction regardless of what is happening, right? So one is they come out, whatever is inside comes out, and it's like, oh, where did that come from, right? And I notice it and I say, oh, I need to do some cleaning, house cleaning, right? And I get on with that house cleaning and I become light because I'm acknowledging that I have to do some house cleaning. I'm not perfect yet, but I really know that I have to do something, right? And then I can now direct my thoughts in that direction in which I'm able to now move myself into a very positive state of being. And that is going to enrich my inner self, my inner world, right? And healing, when we talk about healing, healing begins when I take responsibility for how I think, how I feel, and how I experience life. So each one of us have to take responsibility for our own self. I don't have the freedom. Yes, there's freedom of speech, but I don't have the freedom to say whatever I want to anyone. I don't have that freedom. Imagine if when we were at our job, and if you say something to another employee, they can take you up to the higher authorities, and then you can lose your job, right? But sometime in the family and with our colleagues and so on, we think we can just say whatever we want, but there's a responsibility to that. Because, okay, nobody may do anything on the outside, but what am I doing to myself inside? How am I hurting myself even more inside? So it's not a free world that can do whatever I want, but I'm carrying scars of things that may have happened that I haven't dealt with. I didn't even know how hurt I am. I didn't know what impact something has on me until when I begin to notice my responses. It's like recently I give myself this challenge. I want to spend many more hours in meditation practice. And as I was doing that, I was noticing some thought pattern coming up. So it's like when you're on a diet, and when you start this diet, things are going to come up, and then you say, oh gosh, I don't think I can do it. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to just forget about this diet because it's too hard, right? But then if you determine, even if you fail a little one day, you say, no, I'm going back on this diet, right? So when this cleansing is happening, whether it's through the diet physically or through spiritually, cleansing is happening. And so when you're cleaning, if you don't clean, you would know how much dust is there, right? Everything look beautiful in this hall. You pick up the cloth and go try cleaning and you'll see how much dust is there. Like Raji was saying, oh, there's some dust on the chair. Let me go wipe it. It just accumulate. Nobody just come and put the dust on the chair, but the fan is blowing and breeze is coming from the outside. The big trucks are passing. So things just happen and it's nobody's fault, right? So there's a lot of cleaning that we have to do all the time, but we have to really watch for those cues and watch for those signals of the cleaning that has to happen, but I'm light about it. I'm not allowing it to make me heavy. Oh, this is there. Okay. Let me clean a little more. Let me clean a little more, right? So this internal healing has a lot to do with internal cleanliness as well. That is spiritually cleaning myself. And so this process of, instead of looking at others, we look at ourselves, right? So to look at ourselves, we use the mind to recognize and cultivate our inner beauty, and then to face and transform our weaknesses. So we're not looking at ourselves thinking that, oh, I have all of these, baggages and negativity. How am I ever going to be able to get rid of this? But I'm looking at myself, using my mind to recognize and to cultivate. Is that your volume on? So I'm looking my mind to recognize and cultivate my own inner beauty. So let's take a moment, look inside and look at the beautiful garden that is inside of us. Recognize my inner beauty. So when I have this practice of looking at my inner beauty, the inner beauty is becoming empowered. And the more that inner beauty is empowered, the more I'll be able to get rid of whatever is not so beautiful. So I'm focused on the beautiful. And then whatever transformation weaknesses is there, I will be able to take care of them. I can deal with them. Right? So why do we want to do all of this? Because when these, spiritual illnesses are there, it creates a lot of dis-ease for me. Dis-ease, and then it comes to disease. It turned to disease. So I have to do this cleaning on a regular basis so that it don't become something chronic. So as I look inside and I look at my garden, I have to appreciate the beauty of the garden. And what is that garden? That garden of pure qualities and virtues. Virtues, they're very sustaining. If I can use virtues in my relationship and even in my thoughts, if I'm thinking about someone, sending thoughts of virtues to that person, how that is very, very sustaining. So when you think about flowers, you think about a garden, it's so pleasant, we go into a garden, right? You feel so good among the flowers, the beauty, what nature can provide. And so I want to be able to use more of those pure qualities and virtues of this garden, inner garden. And to know that there's a sanctuary hidden within every soul, and that is already perfect and complete with God's given virtues. So every soul, one of the things to be able to heal my relationship with others is to look at everyone with that vision that they have virtues. Everyone has good qualities. We have to really develop this lens, spiritual lens, to be able to look at others and see the beauty. And when I'm actually doing that, I'm developing my own beauty, right? So the more I look and know that everyone has beauty, who am I to judge anyone? Everyone has beauty. Everyone can do something. Everyone can offer something. So one speaker was saying once that, this habit of looking for beauty, even if I say, oh, you have a nice shoes, or you have a nice dress, or, like really look for something that you can appreciate, because this positive energy is very sustaining, right? But what happens when we have a critical nature? We look for fault all the time. A critical nature is always seeing fault, can never appreciate anything. And if I have that kind of nature, it's very damaging for us. That kind of nature is very okay, situations are there, things are going to happen, but can I develop my spiritual lens to really look for something good in that individual? No matter how many weaknesses are there, how many defects are there, but really look for that one quality that I'm bringing into myself, right? So to know that everyone, every soul has beauty. And this is very healing. And this is really coming from love. So when there's love for me as an individual, for myself, and when there's love for God's creation, naturally healing takes place in a very natural way, right? Going back to the same point, that to heal the heart, I have to begin to appreciate the beauty through the lens of others. Also, others may say nice things and good things about me. Was no, I'm not that. No, somebody else, right? Not me, not me. But they're saying something good. Take it. Thank you. And really accept that and use it as power to strengthen my own inner self. So I may be not so good mood, but somebody want to help me and they're saying something good. So let me accept that and appreciate that. And that can also be a way to help me to bring myself in this positive state of being, right? So these are very internal, we can speak, we all can share a lot of information, but it's not necessarily we're practicing them. And if we're not practicing them, then it becomes, it's like, they say the parrot only repeat whatever you tell him, right? He won't just he doesn't have an intellect to use and, but whatever we tell the parrot. So we don't want to just be the parrots to just talk, but we want to really, from the internal self, be sharing that. All right. So a few things I want to bring up here. So how to learn to love the self and embrace the wholeness of the being. Very important in the healing power of love. So if I'm really seeking to heal physical symptoms, right? If my body is going through something and I want to heal my body, so consider, how is the body able to heal when it's received negative messages on how it looks or cannot act? Someone is criticizing me or I'm criticizing someone. How am I helping them to heal? Right? So if I want to heal, I don't want to oppose. I want to embrace. I'm not here to oppose. I'm not a lawyer and a judge. I'm here to embrace. So this attitude, this positive attitude, is really, really powerful for my healing. And love. Love means accepting your current circumstances without opposition. Because the more we resist, the more we challenge them, the more they're going to challenge us. So go to a very gentle process of acceptance, accepting what has come, be the observer, take a moment to observe and wait and hear. Response may be coming to me, and I can get cues as to how I should be dealing in this particular situation. But if I quickly jump to some conclusion or jump with a response or being judgmental easily, it's not very easy to find solution, right? So anything that I'm opposing, it manifests as fear. So a deep fear somewhere along the line. And this is why this opposition opposing. So it's coming from something very deep inside, fear. And fear is a very negative emotion, right? So in that, what is it we have to do? Turn the attention away from fear and embrace our core nature. So we have to go deep at a very deep level to separate the self from self intensifies disease and illnesses, self-impose. So that fear brings a lot of self-imposed disease. And we have to merge with the wholeness of the being. This is what love is. Love is to know that there's so much going on around me, but I choose to leave those outside and I go within myself and I put myself in front of God, the Son of light and the Son of knowledge, and allow myself to be empowered by that. Not get wrapped up in all the whys and the what and the how and the when. So I'm separating myself from all of those and merge in my wholeness of who I am. Self-criticism and self-hate instruct the body to turn on itself. So anytime I'm in that mode, self-criticism, self-hate, from the smallest thing, something I do, and sometimes some people say, oh, I was so stupid to do that. I'm so crazy I did that. It's like, if I'm calling myself those names, what other will call me? What would other people call me, right? So it starts with these little things, even calling myself names. So this self-criticism and self-hate, what am I doing? I'm actually instructing the body to turn on itself. It's attacking itself, right? With that energy. And this gives rise to all of the disease, right? Because they did research and they talk about every emotional state and how it affects that illness, right? If it's cancer of this part of the body, this thing is what is there, this emotional state. If it's this thing, this emotional state. If you have back pain, it's this thing. If you have knee pain, it's this thing. They equate it to some emotional state. They have done studies on these things, right? And because it doesn't show up immediately, we take it for granted. It's okay, let me express myself, it's free. Let me just say what I want and do what I want. No, it's not. Self-control is important, right? So the rise of all the disease, so what we're doing, we're feeding our bodies with toxic cocktail of messages that manifest as unhealthy conditions. So we open ourselves to all kinds of disease because all the toxic things that we take in. For us, the mind is bringing those kind of feeling, and I'm saying, yeah, it's true. It's really true. That's how it is. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, this is psychosomatic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is how it starts, and that's why there's so many studies that shows how how you can heal all these different diseases, right? So the healing power of love. So we have to watch what kind of messages that we're taking in that leads to unhealthy condition. Even they indulge in gossip about someone. Yeah, yeah, that one's like this one's like this. Yeah, it's so. Did you hear this? Did you hear that? It's sweet to talk about. But what I'm doing, I'm coloring my mind with a lot of negativity. And then it goes into the body because the body is made up of 70% water. And water has the ability to absorb energy. So if I am indulging in that kind of energy, I'm feeding my body that, right? And that's why many people, when they're diagnosed with big diseases, they start making a turn in their life. They change their diet, they start to do meditation, they start to go to do different, self-healing, and they look so beautiful. Body is being treated with medicine, and the mind is being treated with meditation, spirituality, and good health, right? So, yes. So, love. Love is the healing agent in the body. Can you imagine a baby is born and sometimes, we hear it on the news, the mothers abandon the baby, put the baby next to a garbage bin or next to somewhere, and they left the baby because of whatever reason, we don't know. There must be many good reason why. Maybe they can afford it, they can manage it, whatever it is. But that child is left. But then somebody found that child, and that child is given love, and that child just grew to be a good human being because they got love. So love is an energy that can be given by any human soul. Doesn't have to be biological mother or father. So anyone who can pick up that baby and say, come on, you're my new baby. Welcome to this world. I'm going to give you all the love you need. Right? This baby will develop and grow. So this energy of love is what is going to make this baby grow it. And we all want that love, right? In the physical world, the love is expressed in we embrace each other. We say like, families and couples, they use endearing word. Oh, honey did this, and oh, sweetheart, can you do this? And even the child, they call those names because they want to really inject that loving feeling in that relationship, right? So love, the healing agent for the body. Fear, anxiety, anger, these are lower emotions. And what it does, it overshadow this healing force of love. So I have to check every day, what is the measurement of the healing power of love, and what is the measurement of these lower emotions. Because when we begin to accept certain things about ourselves, oh, I've been through all this trauma in my life, in my relationship, in my health, and I am no good, I'm flawed, I'm broken. This is not being broken, this is gaining experience in life, right? This is gaining experience in life, having a beautiful discussion with someone, and the discussion was about having some situation with another person, and was saying that that person deceived me. I don't know if that was the word. Did that person deceive me, or that person, something to do with not meeting to the expectation of the person. So I said, that's not a word we use when you are a spiritually enlightened person. Nobody can deceive you, or I don't remember that was the word, but it's to do with a relationship where the other person is not, fulfilling their part of it. And that person feeling very disappointed and broken a little about that, right? But I'm saying, as like, when I'm whole and when I'm in a good space, I don't see that as it's breaking me. It's not breaking me, situation will come, but I'm not broken. It gave me experience, right? Right. So we have to learn to embrace the wholeness and our perfection. We all have perfection. Perfect self, the perfect being. And to be able to transform thoughts relating to unworthiness and imperfection. To think of myself as a pure, beautiful human being. I'm God's creation. There's so many people in my life who love me, right? To see myself in that light. And as you heal your thoughts, your body discover its inherent healing powers. As you heal your thoughts. So what we have to work on is to heal our thoughts. And naturally, the body discover its inherent healing powers. The body is amazing. They say the cells replenish itself every 6 years or something like that. Cells in the body, right? Can you feel after 6 years? Or do you feel that there was a crisis in this couple of years and you feel, oh, I'm over that, I've overcome that? Because the body has that ability to replenish the cells after so many years. So it's like you tell his body, when you're going to go through your next cycle of replenishing, you're going to be the best health of all, right? We have to talk to our body like that. So meditate on aspect of love in the daily life. Really, every morning, appreciate. Find something to appreciate about myself, my existence. Inject that beautiful energy. Start my day with that. Right? And what is love? Love is simply the absence of fear. What is eternal is love's enduring power. So love, the healing power of love. So I thought I'll share this with you in a different light, and I'm sure you probably have something that you also thought about this healing power of love. So I want to see if anyone would like to add anything to that. Would you like to say anything? What's your name? Mala. Mala is here. Mala, would you like to share anything about this topic? Anything that touched you? Use the mic. If you use the mic, those on Zoom can hear you.
Really, just one thing,
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, how do we go about to conquer these negative emotions?
Mhm.
I mean, you're listing and explaining all these, right? Like what we should do, meditate, and so like, but if you can, it's difficult in this, I would say, in this material world.
Mhm.
Every day we encounter negative people,
Yes.
and it's very challenging.
Yes.
And especially when you lose a loved one. I lost my husband, and so
Mm.
I'm dealing with so many
Yeah.
things like emotions and so I don't know, meditation, you try to seek spirituality and so on, but it's like a process.
Yes.
So every day we face different type of people and so,
Mhm.
but how do we go about to try to conquer these negative emotions?
Right.
And all these hurt, all these pain, people might do you things, and it's hard to forgive sometimes.
Yes.
But so if you can just,
Sure. Yes.
explain that.
S-
Thank you.
You're welcome, Ala. So, we have to make meditation part of our life. It's like just as soon as you wake up in the morning, some of us have to get our coffee, right? To stimulate us a little. So I think some practices is important. And it should be regular practice. So like it is saying here that the fear and anxiety and all of these are low emotions. But when that low emotions, when those build up and become huge in my system, then there is no place for love and all of these things, right? So if you can do some practice of like every day when you wake up, if you can wake up a few minutes before, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before, and sit in quietly and think about the self as a spiritual being of light. And within that light, you have all these powerful qualities of peace and love, that it's there within you. So when we sit with that, what we're doing, we're allowing these qualities to become part of my existence now. And then when we keep doing it every day, and then moments during the day, we can remember that. We say meditation or reflection, but it has to be consistent. It's like you go to the doctor and the doctor give you medicine and you're not taking it. How would you get healed? Same too. This is like vitamin for the soul. But I have to do it. I have to tell myself that I am going to sit with myself and practice this because it's good for my mind, it's good for my soul. So it's like I have to convince myself. But if you can start doing this every day, maybe just call the center and someone can take you through that for a couple of minutes. People call it affirmation. Many people like even in New York, I go to physiotherapy and my therapist is telling me that I have this affirmation, and while I'm coming in the car, it's 4 minutes affirmation. So it's just perfect for my drive. So as she's driving, she's listening to this. And then she said, you know what? They cut it down to 2 minutes now because many people don't have 4 minutes to listen to it. So they make it, she said, but it's making difference in my life because it's creating a new awareness, right? And so this is how we all started out, by practicing. Before it's like, I can never stay awake, I wake up and it's like, I'm falling asleep, but I keep doing. And the practice and over a long period of time, we begin to make our mind very strong and powerful and positive. So whatever thoughts we use, like at the end, we will give you a blessing and they will have some words on that, something like that we're using for ourselves every day. And this can be very empowering because we're very connected to body and bodily existence all the time. But I am a spiritual being, I'm a soul. And when we begin to think of myself as a soul and begin to nurture myself by thinking of these qualities, this is how I begin to regain my spiritual strength. I'm building my spiritual strength. And this is how I become empowered. And then we will begin to notice that these negative influences has less impact on us. They will be there, but it's like, it doesn't affect me, right? So this would be very helpful for you. And this is how you begin to build that strength, that spiritual strength, right? So we can talk more about this after the session, yeah. How we can help you to, yeah. Mhm. Anyone online would like to share anything on this topic? What you have heard? No? Anybody else in the audience like to share? Huh? It comes so clear. Okay. Saraswati, you want to share something?
Shanti, I said it was so clear to us that if we understand it, accept it, and then we can put it into practice. It will become
Yes.
an embodiment of us.
Right.
Yes, that's why Papa
Mhm.
said, write your own ingredients. So we got to churn on it.
Yes.
But first, we got to understand.
Yes.
Whatever we listen to. And then if there is some fear or any bad habit or anything in we got to accept and work towards that. It's not, it's like a process.
It's a
It's
process.
a effort making then.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
making effort and then the love in two way. You could differentiate in the two way, that physically and spiritually. What the
Yes.
physical one can do to us and what the spiritual one can do. The spiritual one
Yes.
can uplift us, but the
Mhm.
physical one can carry
Pull us
us
down. Right. That's
So
right.
that is my understanding while I was listening to you.
Yes.
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 Shanti.
Beautiful. Thank you. See, you have a good friend who will help you. You're right. Yeah. Huh? Okay. Sure. Do you want, Saraswati, want to share something? Yeah, go ahead.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti. My name is Gainda Copeland. Can you hear me?
Yes, Genda.
Hi, this is the first time I'm on this meeting, and thanks to Sister Kamala who introduced me to it. So I'm very happy, and I have listened. I'm not a full out Brahma Kumari, but I did the classes when I was in Guyana. I'm in
Uh-huh.
New Jersey, and I have been, doing the Murlis and doing the in the morning Amrit Vela. I try to get up and do my meditation over the
Mhm.
last couple of years, but like Baba never leave me.
He will
Um,
leave
he
you.
never. And one night I had a dream, and I dreamt from Baba, and since
Uh-huh.
then I took it seriously, and I love this journey of my life. I've been listening to so many of the sisters, and it changed my life, so much. On the topic you have shared, what I learned is that, when this fear and many times, like when we had those issues come to us at
Mhm.
Amrit Vela time, when we sit and do meditation, we speak to Baba and we tell Baba and we ask Baba to bless these souls, whatever emotions they have created or I have created, to bless them, and you'll have nothing against them, just peace and love you send to them, and you bless them.
Mhm.
And I have seen over, like, many times people make me, like, they do certain things or say certain things, sometimes very close people. And I was like, I used to say, well, God, why did they that to me? Because I
Mhm.
didn't expect that, and it hurts so much. And recently I tell myself, I said, no, their souls on a long journey,
Mhm.
right? I have no power for how they behave or what. I shouldn't expect nothing from them. I have no expectation, and I
Mhm.
just bless them and see them as souls and not good vibes to them. And eventually, just, when I see them again, it's like nothing happened. It even
Yeah.
helps me in my home where my husband, like, he has this, issues, and I'm dealing with it. It's so easy now, like, so on that point, I'm not gonna speak longer. I
Mhm.
love this journey, and thanks, Sister Kamala for introducing me to this program. I'll be, in it most of the time, and thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. I hope you will visit Peace Village in New York. You're not far away, 2 hours away only.
Well, I don't drive to New York, but maybe one day with Baba's help, if anything is possible.
Thank you, Genda.
You're
Wonderful.
welcome.
Anyone else like to share on Zoom? Yeah, you were going to share, Saraswati? Go ahead.
Om Shanti.
Shanti?
I love this topic, love, which I was always kind of fear of love, scared of love, hurt in love.
Mm-hmm.
But then today it's very clear. In eyes, looking with
1 minute.
it, look with it, beauty.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, look within for
Mhm.
our own beauty and tell ourselves, as you say, it's affirmation or whatever is it, but remind ourselves every moment that we are beautiful souls, we
Yeah.
are sparkling, which I did and always will continue to.
Right.
And it keep me uplifting.
Mhm.
And don't look at others for the love. Recognize it within my own self.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sunraji, were you going to say something? Is that why you had to unmute yourself? Somebody, go ahead.
I like the spiritual lenses. You're talking about spiritual lenses.
Oops,
So
intoxication, he nearly fall off his chair.
and you, yeah, I like that we shouldn't be any inferiority complex. We
Yes,
should look in everybody qualities. If you see the weaknesses or fault, it will be also come into our, we can we also imbibe the same thing. So it is good that we have to look out, change our spiritual lens. It's good. I like
yes,
that part very much.
yes, yes. Because, we forget that anything we think about someone else, it actually first affecting me. It's affecting me. And so when we understand that, we begin to be attentive with what I allow my mind, to pick up and to think, right? So a healthy diet consists of a balanced consumption of positive and loving thoughts and feelings. I need to be careful not to consume the fatty thoughts of negative self-talk that clogs my love flow, right? So to be able to be careful not to allow myself to consume all this negativity, because what it's doing is destroying me. And the exercise for the heart consists of giving love to others, sending loving thoughts. We have this 1 hour on the third Sunday where we say it's world meditation. So whatever thought, whatever feelings we experience within that 1 hour, we're contributing that towards the world. But every moment I have an opportunity to do that, I don't have to wait until the third Sunday. Every moment I can send out loving thoughts, to the world, loving thoughts to the people. Many people in the USA, they have all kinds of negative feelings and mixed feelings about, so many things in the world of politics. And for me, it's like, we got to give them good wishes. They're leading our country. We have to really support them with our good thoughts, that they make the right decision so we can all be happy and benefit, right? So if everybody's already negative and I'm adding a little more negativity, how am I different from anybody else? Because what makes me, what gives me quality life is the way I think, right? I can have the highest education, but if my thinking is very low and mundane, who's going to think that I'm qualified? You don't sound like that, Sound like you still need to continue to school a little more. Yeah. Everyday process. And the beautiful thing about this spiritual journey is every day I'm a student of life. Life has so much to teach me, whether a little child, whether an elderly, I can learn so much, right? So the heart maintenance is very important. How I maintain my heart. That is not to consume negativity, but positive and loving thoughts and feelings. And this is how my heart will become strong. And I'll be able to heal my internal feelings and therefore heal my relationship and heal the world. Right? And powerful thought. Only a powerful soul can offer love. Only a powerful soul can afford to be humble. If we are weak, we become selfish, because weak means I'm spiritually depleted. I want. If we are empty, we take. But if we are filled, we automatically give to all. I become a giver. This is our nature. And this is said by Daddy Prakash Mani, the spiritual head of the Brahma Kumaris for many, many years. Very wise person. The healing power of love. Right? And the closing remarks. Fall in love with yourself. So from this moment on, fall in love with yourself. You are the most important person in your life. So fall in love with yourself. How? By appreciating the best in you, your qualities, your inner beauty. If you don't love you, how do you expect others to love you? So first I have to learn to love myself, and then I'm going to attract that kind of love. And when you love yourself, you're able to love others unconditionally. The healing power of love. Right? Anyone like to say any closing remarks on this before we go into a little meditation? So let's take a moment. Ishrani, want to say something?
Sister, I just want to read something of what Daddy Yankee said about love. She was saying, if you go inside yourself, there you will discover what love is. If you look for it externally, you will need to keep on looking because you will find only deception and sorrow. You have to go inside and look for love. And then she was saying, deception like this has made the heart very unhappy. Whatever love was there has turned to hate. When you end up feeling threatened by a relationship, unsure, or where it is going to take you, your love will turn to hate. Many believe they have found true love only to discover later that they have been deceived. So that little short thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So let's take a moment. Think about love, this beautiful quality. Love is so beautiful. This energy of love, so powerful, so healing. I center myself. In the awareness that love is my intrinsic quality. The whole existence of the being is love. The soul, I, the spiritual being, I'm a being of love. This body that is housing the soul came into existence out of love. I am love's creation. It is said God is love and love is God. Love has magical power. Love has transformative power. Love has healing power. I am a loving being. I am a pure being. I feel myself being whole, complete, when I'm surrounded by love. So let me start with myself. I love myself. I love who I am. I have many beautiful and special qualities. I am a powerful soul. Let me take time every day to inject these loving feelings within myself. Let me take time to send healing vibration to all the people in my life. Everyone needs that healing touch. So let me take time to use my mind in this powerful way to send healing thoughts to all the people, those who are close to me, whether it's my colleagues at work, all the people in my life needs a healing touch. Let me take time to connect with God, the highest, the purest. To fill myself this pure energy of God's love. God's love is healing. God's love is transformative. God's love is empowering. Let me bring this energy in my life every moment. Remind myself that love is a very important nutrient for the soul's well-being. And let me experience every moment and every day to be the true Valentine's Day, because I love myself. God loves me, and I love every one of God's creation. In this quiet moment, I radiate this energy of love. Instead of saying, I love you, let me send out the thought of love. Through my vision, exchange this energy of love. Through my loving feelings, share feelings of love. Om Shanti.
शिव की याद रहेगी तब आँखों में समाया वो होगा। हम धन्य तभी बन पाएंगे जब ऐसा प्रिय जीवन होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। जहाँ होता है मानव का धन, वही होता है उसका मन।